Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well and I hope that you are all fighting that war against the grey. In today's video we have another Warhammer Black Library story to review for you. In today's Black Library review we're going to check out the Warhammer 40,000 story Armageddon Season of Fire by Jude Reid. The story was released alongside the launch of Warhammer 40,000 11th edition, whose starter box set pit the Blood Angel Space Marines up against the Orcs on, you guessed it, the world of Armageddon. Today's video is sponsored by the Warhammer merch shop. Want to grab some merch for your favourite Warhammer army? You can use our affiliate link down below to grab your next purchase and help support the channel at the same time. Our author today, Jude Reid, has also written other stories such as Morven Val, Spirit of Faith, Demon Breaker, both of which we've previously reviewed on the channel, along with Fulgrim the Perfect Son as well. As always, I do enjoy listening to Black Library fiction in an audio format, either using something like the Black Library app or Audible, as this allows me to get immersed into the worlds of Warhammer while working on some hobby at the desk or while editing for YouTube. And today's story is brought to life by the voice acting skills of David Seddon, Emma Gregory and Nathaniel Priestley. David Seddon has previously narrated stories such as The Fall of Cadia, The Way Out and Cadia Stands, while Emma Gregory is responsible for the narration of stories such as Elemental Council, Vagabond Squadron and The Emperor's Legion, and Nathaniel Priestley has done stories such as Voidsguard and Valador before for Black Library. But onto our main topic for today now. Armageddon has always been one of Warhammer 40,000's most iconic settings. It's a world defined by endless war, impossible sacrifice and legendary heroes, so any novel set on the planet already comes with high expectations. Rather than focusing on established characters like Commissar Yarrick, Armageddon Season of Fire introduces three new protagonists whose stories unfold during one of the darkest periods of the war. It's an ambitious structure that aims to show off the conflict from several different perspectives. While I think the novel succeeds in capturing the brutal atmosphere of Armageddon, I also found its three storylines to be quite uneven. The novel follows Major Ambrosius Roth of the Armageddon Steel Legion, Sister Superior Sabrine of the Adeptus Sororitas, and Brother Garviel of the Blood Angel Space Marines. Their individual stories gradually weave together as Orcs close in on Hive Tartarus, each representing a different side of the Imperium's defense. On paper, it's a great concept, but in execution I found one storyline consistently stronger than the other two. For me, the clear highlight of the novel was Major Roth and the Steel Legion. His chapters deliver everything I wanted from an Armageddon story. They're filled with desperate defensive actions, impossible tactical decisions, and ordinary soldiers trying to survive against overwhelming odds. Roth feels like a genuine military commander, forced to make impossible choices while carrying the weight of every life under his command. His leadership never feels larger than life, which makes him a believable and compelling protagonist. Every time his chapters end, I found myself looking forward to get back to his story. Jude Reid also does an excellent job portraying the sheer scale of the Orc invasion. The Orcs never feel like simple cannon fodder. They're an unstoppable force that slowly grinds down the Imperial defenders through relentless pressure. Every victory comes at a terrible cost, every defensive line eventually breaks, and there's a constant sense that the defenders are simply buying time rather than winning the war. The atmosphere of desperation that this pervades is one of the novel's greatest strengths, and perfectly captures why Armageddon has become such an enduring setting in Warhammer 40,000. Unfortunately, I don't think the novel maintains the same level of quality once it shifts away from Roth. Sister Sabrine's storyline certainly has its moments, and Jude Reid continues to write the Adeptus Sororitas with a strong understanding of their unwavering faith and sense of duty. However, I found this section of the novel to drag on for much of its runtime. The pacing slows noticeably, and while the final act gives Sabrine a satisfying emotional payoff, it does take quite a while to get there. I appreciated where her story ended, but I wasn't especially invested for much of the journey. I struggled even more though with the Blood Angel storyline. The action scenes are exciting, and Reid certainly captures the chapter's ferocity in battle, but I never really connected with Brother Gavriel or any of the other Blood Angels as characters. Compared to the grounded humanity of Roth and his soldiers, the Space Marines felt emotionally distant, making it difficult to become invested in their personal struggles. Their chapter adds a spectacle to the novel, but they never carry the same emotional weight as the Steel Legion's campaign. Because of that, I often found myself impatient and hoping we'd return to Roth's perspective. And every time the narration switched away from the Steel Legion later on and we never got back there, the momentum of the story and my want to continue on just dissipated. Now that's not to say that the storylines are poor though, but they simply never reached the same heights. This is particularly hard because Roth's story is the first of the 3 that we see, and so instead of feeling like we had 3 equally compelling perspectives on the war, the novel often felt like one outstanding storyline and then supported by 2 following acts, sort of as if the headliner band of an act would go on first and then you have support acts after. It just doesn't make sense in how it's sort of built around. Now, despite those criticisms, Season of Fire still succeeds where it matters most. It does capture the hopeless brutality of Armageddon exceptionally well. The battle scenes are engaging throughout, regardless of what character they follow, they're well done. And the novel constantly reminds you that the Imperium survives through the sacrifice of ordinary men and women as much through legendary heroes. Reid has a strong grasp of military fiction, and when the focus is on the Steel Legion, the novel is genuinely excellent. Overall, I come away enjoying Armageddon's Season of Fire, but I couldn't shake the feeling that it never really capitalised on the initial strengths with its opening storyline. Major Roth's campaign is one of the best Imperial Guard narratives I've read in recent years, yet the Sabrine and Blood Angel sections were never matched in the same level of engagement for me. While all 3 stories eventually converge into a satisfying finale, the journey there felt uneven because one protagonist consistently outshone the others. For me, this earns a 3 out of 5 stars, strongly carried by the Roth story. If you're a fan of Armageddon, the Steel Legion, or guerrilla military fiction, there's plenty here to enjoy. As I said, particularly Major Roth's excellent storyline. Just be aware that the split narrative means your enjoyment may depend on which of the 3 perspectives you're following, and for me, only one truly stood out above the rest. If you are maybe looking for a great entry point into the current Warhammer 40,000 universe, I'd suggest maybe checking out the stories such as Avenging Sun, or check out an anthology of short stories like Death and Duty or Carnage Unending. And so that is our review of the story for you. We hope you enjoyed it. Once again, don't forget to drop a comment down below. Let us know what you enjoyed about it. Give us a like, subscribe, and turn on your bell notifications for all the good things from the channel. Stay safe everyone, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.